Good day guys, welcome back to the farm on Farming Simulator 22, the Start From Scratch series. So in the previous episode we purchased ourselves a new field and it's now August and we've harvested that field and we need to turn it around. We need to basically get that replanted. So we can see that the oil factory has already started producing some of that canola that we took off that field. The clothing, the tailor is running out now that we are not using any cotton, so that's actually slowed down quite a bit. So we will be planting that field very soon, but for now I need to set this weeder up because we got weeds coming through from the wheat harvest that we did. I didn't record that episode because that would have been 2 harvests in a row. So we just need to do the tricky little corners with the weeder and then we can set the worker off and he can finish up while we get into some planting. But the workers don't really like the tricky little corners and I don't like them doing this little bit too close to the road, otherwise they just interfere with the traffic and they get stuck and then they don't work properly. Sometimes they just sit there costing you money with a car parked in front of them because they can't figure out how to move, but that's all good. We'll just do the little bits that they won't do and that will be problem solved. So we will go up this side. I don't know why they don't like this side either, seeing as it's just a straight line. They normally go about halfway up this line and then they just stop. So I don't know why they do that, but I like to go up one run up this side, do the 2 little tricky side parts, and then I can just leave them to it, and they normally do a pretty decent job, so I'll get that done right now. Okay, so we're just about finished with these last little bits. We've done this tricky corner, we've done the tricky corner at the bottom, and we've done 1 run across the bottom and up the side. So if I just go straight down here and I can put this onto a worker pretty much from here, and that'll guarantee that they get that done. So we've already put 1 base layer of fertilizer down on this one. Unfortunately my seeder doesn't fertilize at the same time as planting, so I will have to do a second run with fertilizer, but that's okay. We'll use the manure probably to do the second coat. I like to use slurry for the first and manure for the second, but it doesn't really matter which way we do it. I just don't like to use slurry for both or manure for both because those products don't come too quickly. So this is a fairly large job. I'll put a time lapse in very soon probably and I'll just get into it. I won't use a worker too much because we are running quite low on cash right now. Okay, so the weeding's all done and we've got a worker running the planting now. So we do have some lime here and our wheat field needs to be coated with lime. So we are going to have to rent a lime spreader. Unfortunately, we don't own one. So we're going to have to just rent the cheapest one. I mean, these things are 45,000 to buy, but they're only 2,200 to rent. And we do have a little bit of lime left over from the last time that we had to use it, so we're going to have to go down to the store. We'll pick that up, we'll come back. Hopefully the lime that we do have is going to be enough for us to put a coat of lime over the whole field. And here we are with our lime spreader. Just need to back this into the shed and see how much it's actually going to fill up the spreader itself. Should really get a mod for a lime spreader to see if we can get a cheaper one. because this thing is far too big for what we actually need, and we don't really have that much stock available in the shed here, but we might have enough just to stretch for what we need. Luckily we don't have to do this every time that we harvest. It's normally about what feels to be like every 5 or 6 harvests. It feels like we've haven't done lime spreading on here for a long time. I could be wrong. Sometimes it's just, you know, you get into the mode of harvesting and all that, and you just don't really realize that the lime might creep up on you, but it's no big deal. So quick job, hopefully we'll do it. We won't let a worker do it. We've got one worker employed right now. So I should actually start in this corner. I was going to start over there by the trees, but I think I'll just start here. So we'll fire it up, and the numbers are decreasing quite quick. So we'll see how far we get. If we have to buy one more bag of lime, it shouldn't really be that much of a problem. We do have enough money for it. Lime's a cheap product, luckily for us. Well, it doesn't seem like the lime's going to get us all the way to the end, unfortunately. We are very close to having it completed, but it's just enough to annoy you. So we're going to have to disconnect here and shoot on down to the store. We'll buy one more bag of lime. I think they're about 800 bucks for a bag, so it's not really that big of a deal. But our money is going down, obviously, because we've got a guy on the planting, and he is chewing up some cash. So I need to get the lime finished so that I can take over and finish that job for him. And there we are, back as quick as a flash, just like that. So we can dump this bag of lime right there next to the spreader. Unfortunately, the tractor doesn't lift it high enough to insert the bag to let it empty over the top. So we just have to hook up and press R. And that's going to leave us with a little bit of extra, but this guy's actually done quite well with the seeding. He's getting the job done for us, which is good. So we probably won't even bother taking over from him unless he's missed anything. We'll just finish up with the lime spreading. Oh, there we go. We got the lime all done. Field's ready to go. So we'll just unload that right there, and we can return from here. They will come and pick up that lime spreader, and that is good to go. So let's take a look at the map right now, and we need to get the field turned around by tomorrow. Tomorrow's episode really is when we want to get it planted. Otherwise it just puts the harvest off a little bit later into the next year as well. It's going to be a little while before we can make some real money. We've got October for milk, so that's a couple of months away, but it's not really going to be worth too much. Money wise, we've still got this massive $300,000 debt. Property maintenance is every day. Production costs as well. And obviously a couple of days ago we had a big hit taking out the land. Wages as well. So we are kind of struggling for cash right now. I don't want to take any more loan out. So we're going to have to probably have a look at a contract and see if we can make a bit of money. Now harvesting's good. We got oats for 10,000. Now what field? Oh, it's kind of a big field, big job. What's this one? Oh no, I don't want to do potatoes. We got a canola field here for nearly 7,000, and it's the field right next to us. And we will do that contract, and all the leftover canola we can put straight into our oil factory. Well, we're all set up here, but we got some wheat left over in the harvester, so we will just tip this into the trailer so we can chuck that into our silo in a little bit. But we are probably going to be a little while before we're full in the harvester anyway. So we'll just park this up over here, and when we're a bit closer to the time. Okay, so planting's almost finished as well. Yeah, a little bit closer to the time when we need to, we'll just go and empty that trailer into the silo. So this is going to be a fairly decent sized job, and I don't have the money really to be hiring any workers to do it, so I'm going to do pretty much all of it myself. I think I'll hire a worker just in between trips with the trailer, because we've actually got a bit of a drive to do with this. We've got to drive all the way to the farm shop, which is about halfway across the map. So we'll just leave a worker to work while I do that, and then by the time I get back, it's going to be about 2 or 3 trailer loads, harvester loads per trailer. So I will take over for the majority of the harvesting. Well, it's just about 1 lap for a full harvester load. We're pretty much just shy of a almost finished a full lap, but that's alright. So we can park the harvester up over here. Lucky we don't own these fields, otherwise we would be destroying the crop. But because the AI owns them, it doesn't really affect anything that we have to do. So we'll leave that there ready to go, and we need to go and tip the wheat, because this is chicken feed, so we might as well see if we can tip it into the chickens first. If they need any feed, they probably do, other than chucking it into the silo, because there's hardly anything left in the trailer. And then we'll fill up the trailer from the harvester, and we can just leave that parked up on the same corner, seeing as it's going to work out just about a full harvester for every lap. Yeah, they've got plenty of feed. Well, they're about half full, which is a couple of months worth of food. So we'll leave that. So it's going to be a very large job doing the harvest, but we do need to do it because there's no other way of us making money. Nothing is at the right time of year for us to sell. So that's just a little bit unfortunate. That comes with the cost of buying a very expensive field, I suppose, but it's going to be worth it for us. We might be struggling right now, but when it comes to this time next year, we'll be laughing to the bank, I think. We'll be very rich again, as we normally are. Every year we do make good money, but we also spend big money when we have it. So swings and roundabouts, but it's the aim of the game. You got to spend money to make money. We're doing all right. So you can see the canola emptying there, just out of the back of the harvester. So like I said, it's going to be a big job. I don't know whether to time lapse it or jump cut. I might do a little bit of both. I might not even finish this harvest on the video today, but I will definitely finish it by myself because it's quite late in the day. It's going to take a very long time, but it's something that we need to do, and the extra canola is going to be quite a good payment in itself for the harvest. Okay, I've done a few laps of the field now. That's my third lap completed. So we can probably just start going up and down the field now. That'll make the turning a little bit easier. So this should also fill the trailer up. It's been pretty much filled already. And this will be the first time we use a worker. So we'll let a worker run off now with the harvester, and I'll do the first run to the shop, wherever it is that we need to take this to unload. Unfortunately, you can't tip anywhere with a contract. You have to take it to the right place. So this place wants us to go to the farm shop, which I'm sure is here. Yep, so it's quite a drive, but we've done 20% of it already, so that's a good sign. I'll just set this harvester up so that a worker can continue. Now we need to get back ASAP, because I imagine this is not going to be the first time I have to use a worker to do this. But we can just quickly run our tractor to the shop, get rid of this, come back, and we'll take over on the harvesting again. Otherwise our money is going to go down to zero very fast. I don't want it to go anywhere near zero. The reason we're doing this is to get ourselves $7,000. And we need to make that money, and we need to make it last at least until October as well. Well, here we are. We're at the farm shop. Not used to selling grain here, that's for sure. Normally just selling pallets of product. So we are going to be selling off a full trailer load of canola. We're not going to get any money for this, obviously, but we are actually going to be able to keep ourselves a little bit of canola at the end of this. So that's 25% transported already. So that's not too bad. 3 more trailer loads to go, and that'll be mission complete. And whatever we get left over from that, we're going to get to keep for ourselves, but we won't be selling it off the field. We're going to keep it, and we'll produce canola oil from it, and we'll make a decent profit out of that. So let's get back over there. Alright, we are back, and the harvester is waiting for us, so that's not a bad sign. Looks like he's been up and down a couple of times at least. So we will empty this into the trailer, and we'll have to check just to make sure that the tractor that was doing the planting hasn't missed anything. The day is getting on a little bit, and we don't want to have to plant anything tomorrow, because then it will be one growth stage behind today's planting. So best to make sure that they've done the job right. They're not being employed by us, but this guy's been employed, and he is just sitting here draining money while we were traveling back and forth from the shop. So that's not good. We need to be a bit more efficient with that. So he can continue. We will go and park the trailer up just at the top end of the field like we did before, and hopefully we'll get back and we'll be able to continue with the harvest. But we just want to just keep him employed for a second, and we'll make sure that we have done the good job with the planting. And there might be a couple of other jobs as well. We need to make sure that we've got manure in the manure spreader, so we might need to load that up. But it looks like he's done a decent job here. Looks like he's actually finished it, so that's a good thing. Yep, so we do need to fill up the manure spreader, and I can just about squeeze into the shed here. So we need to take off the bale spike there, just drop that into the shed. And we got the manure bucket sitting in the manure pit. Should be already filled with manure. I did do a little bit of this already, but not quite enough. So we'll just get this loaded up, ready for tomorrow, which will be September. So we can start spreading that onto the canola field, and then that field will be 100% fertilized. And that'll be pretty much all we need to do with that field for the rest of the year. Okay, this bucket should probably just about fill it. Maybe one more, but we'll have a look. Yeah, so that was it. So that's got a full load ready for the morning. We can forget about that. We will have to refill it tomorrow once we've used it. And it looks like our harvester has stopped working again. He's still full. So I think I might just be on the tractor here with the trailer, just doing delivery. And we may have to keep this guy employed full time for now. I could limit it because I've just done the jobs that we need to do for the day, so I could stop the harvester. It's just nice to keep it going because it gets a little bit extra done while we're doing the delivery. But money's getting a little bit tight. I only got $500 left, but this is just about almost a full trailer, about 3/4 of a trailer. So we should probably just take this to the store right now and get rid of it. And then that's going to give us a better idea of how much we're actually going to get to keep after we've finished. So it's actually a little bit more than I thought, just over 70%, so that's looking pretty good. So this is going to put us up to around about 50% delivery. So let's see what that says when we get to the store. Well, here we are at the store, second load. Let's see how far this is going to get us through the contract. So start tipping. Should probably get us somewhere towards 50. Okay, so 40% completed on the contract, which is not too bad, and 45% transported. So another couple of trailers and we'll be good to go. We'll get to keep, I reckon, we're probably going to get to keep 2,000 or 3,000 litres, I think, off this field. So that's not going to be bad going, and we're obviously going to get paid. Okay, we're back at the field and the harvester's still going, but we are going to take over now because we are far too low on cash to keep that happening. We can't be paying this guy anymore, unfortunately. The harvester's doing alright, it's almost full, 3/4 of the way, but we will take over from here and I will finish the job myself. Got nothing else for us to do today. I could jump on the cultivator and get the wheat field happening, but I think I'll just save that for the next month. Try and get it cultivated and planted probably in the same day. And obviously some fertilizer as well. So we'll continue the job. It's getting quite late. It's already 6 o'clock in game, and lucky for us it's summer, so it's not going to get dark for a few more hours yet. Hopefully we'll finish the job before that. I may end the episode before I finish this though, because it's going to take quite a while and it's going to be a little bit repetitive for you guys to see this. You've already seen a little bit of harvesting and other jobs around the farm as well. So how are we doing? We've done nearly 50%, but that'll go up quite a lot by the time we do the next trailer load. Obviously that'll count quite a large amount towards completion of the contract, and it will normally, you can get quite a little bit of extra off the field when you're doing a harvest, so the 100% isn't actually 100% of the field. So I'll finish up the contract here, guys, and I'll do it all myself, and whatever we've got left I will keep in the trailer, and in the next episode we'll just take a look at that, see what we've got left, and we'll have a little bit more cash in the bank account as well. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode, which will be in September in game. See you next time.